When I'm curating a mixed program, I always look for threads that connect these works together. In Rhythm Riot, that thread is rhythm itself. It's how it moves us in all aspects of our life. These three works form a curated journey through different rhythmical states, from propulsion to reflection and finally to liberation. Each work listens to a different beat, and together, these three distinct pulses show the possibilities of how ballet can move with us. We open with the rhythm that ignites the program, Symphony in 3 Movements by George Balanchine. This is one of his masterpieces, and it's not so regularly shown outside of New York City ballets. Symphony in 3 Movements has a special place in my heart because it was one of the first Balanchine ballets I danced in the Dutch National. And I remember feeling the power of being in a collective. It's a massive group of dancers. And then inside of that, finding your little moments to shine. It's his sort of jazz and showman kind of piece as well. The demands of the musicality are so intricate. Stravinsky's score from the beginning to the end is coming at you like it's thrilling to dance. Balanchine translates his energy into clean architectural patterns, fast athletic style that feels strikingly modern, even though it was created in the 70s. But beneath this abstract surface lies a real current of tension, of power, and collective momentum. And it gives the work emotional depth without a narrative, and making it resonate with contemporary audiences today as much as it did when it was premiered, through its sheer intensity, its precision, and its immersive physicality. One thing that's fabulous, it's neoclassical work, so it's taking the classical style and pushing it farther. Balanchine was the first master that really did that. It's an honor in any company to be able to dance Balanchine's work. We've recently performed his most classical work, Theme and Variations, which is gorgeous, tutus, tiaras, and his tribute to classicism. And now on the opposite spectrum, we have a 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗘𝗗 ballet, very abstract, all about musicality and form. And then we move into a very different space, which is a world premiere by South Korean choreographer 𝗬𝗙𝗎. It's called Auguries of Innocence. And this is where rhythm spins poetry into motion. We're turning inward to explore reflection, compassion, and the spiritual dimension of human experience. One of his most renowned works, Divine, it's such a three-dimensional work of sight and sound, with singers, with spatially, visually beautiful effects happening. It's the whole world of different aspects, not just focusing on the dance. And I think Jay is incredible at creating these beautiful worlds for us to enjoy. For 𝗬𝗙𝗎's creation, William Blake has always felt like a really visionary figure to me, both in art and literature. And in Auguries of Innocence, he's exploring the deep connection between the natural world and the human experience. So when I paired that with Vasque's music, I felt it just made sense. His string music is incredibly expressive. It's very spiritual, and sits somewhere between stillness and in these quite intense emotional surges. So there's something in it that I felt echoes Blake's world. It's a sense of nature, suffering, and ultimately something transcendent. And it felt like they were in conversation with each other quite naturally. 𝗬𝗙𝗎's choreographic voice is defined by controlled and highly detailed movement that blends a grounded, very everyday, simple gestures with sharp precision and dynamics. So it creates a sense of something that's very thoughtful, contained, and psychologically really charged. And we will close this with a world premiere from Micaela Taylor titled Bow Out. And this is where rhythm becomes something that physically takes over your body. So it's celebrating vitality, groove, and above all, freedom of expression. Micaela Taylor brings a distinct energy that fuses street, club, and hip-hop influence movement with the structure and clarity of classical ballet, as she experienced both of those worlds as a dancer. I was interested in that kind of meeting point, so how her work challenges and expands the dancer's physical instincts while still engaging them with the discipline of the classical form. Micaela was described in Dance Magazine as one of the 25 choreographers to watch, so it's kind of her moment to shine internationally as well. Her movement often sits inside the music rather than simply by following it, and it's got isolations and shifting textures that give the work complexity and drive. So the result is a choreography that feels both raw and communal in energy, yet precise and tightly composed. Micaela's creation is inspired by dance history, and in particular, performers of the 1930s era. So there was a dynamic duo of the Nicholas brothers that were very acrobatic. They were an incredible tap duo who had so much flair and style and freedom of expression with high energy, yet refinement. Today's audience is such a vibrant mix of cultures, of backgrounds, and perspectives. And it's important that what we put on our stage really reflects that richness. We become more relatable by telling different stories, by sharing new perspectives, traveling down some different paths, and in doing so, we discover new horizons.